They're both creepy.
The diamonds, the femininity. Yeah, we can hear you, man.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't see his background.
This nigga got the gold snowy Christmas song.
Yo,
that's funny.
This shit looks like the cover to a 90s hip hop Christmas album, R&B album right here.
Hold on.
All right, welcome to the Any Given Sunday podcast, week 13 recap. I'm your boy Rebel Scum, joined on here by the pod squad, the commissioner, Siebert Frog, 4-time champ. What's cracking, Siebert? In a crisis mode. You're here though.
What up? Having some technical difficulties tonight, but we'll get through it. All hell, Quick Swallower, man. Nice sweep this year.
Come on.
Lovely. On here also with the defending champ, NJC. Welcome back.
what's going on, boys? Although I'm grateful for another win this week, it came with a bit of a loss. So I want to dedicate this week's win and this podcast to my Uncle Jim, James Finley. He passed yesterday morning about 11 o'clock a.m. Kind of like a father figure, man. Been around, since the day I was born. And so I just want to leave a quote so we can move on. The hallmark of an immeasurable impression is in their absence. You grieve until you meet your end. The beauty of that impression is it lives on until your own departure. So rest in peace, Uncle Jim. Love you, man. And, so sometimes you win and you lose. Sometimes you lose and you win. So it's good to have the podcast, boys. It keeps things moving.
Yes, sir.
Condolences.
Thank you.
Rest
Thank
in
you,
peace.
Appreciate it.
Man, you enjoy eternal life, huh?
Sip up. Cheers.
Enjoy
Cheers.
eternal life, huh?
Cheers, Uncle Jim. Man, I had the opportunity of meeting him a few times, man. So I consider myself blessed to have known him, man.
Thanks, Frog. Appreciate you, man.
Is that your mother's brother?
No, my aunt. So my aunt is my family, but she married him. I mean, they've been married for over 40 years, pretty much. If I'm about to turn 44, they've been married 45 years. So
okay.
He was the only one who's been the constant from day one. So
yeah. Cool.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace, Uncle Jimmy. Sorry for your loss, BC, and your family's loss.
Appreciate it.
We got on that heartfelt note, we are also joined by the ambassador of Quan. Quan, it's cracking.
Hey, love life community and the dollars too. Yeah, man. Tough to follow that one, but we had a grateful for this win this week. I think we clinched the number 1 overall seed with this win, which gives me a better chance of making it and accomplishing the ultimate goal. But nothing's guaranteed in fantasy football. But it's good. Got the number 1 overall seed. A bye week. I'll play probably my first week. I'll play the lowest seed winner of the first round of playoffs. So it's it's hard work during the regular season to get you to that spot. So happy that it's kind of that I made it, accomplished the first goal.
You said you locked in the number 1 seed?
I think the number 1 seed is locked. It's only one more game.
But you only have do you own all the tiebreakers if someone ends up with the same record as you?
Yeah, I own the tiebreakers against Joey and BC, and Jamon's 1 game behind them. So I think that's pretty much locks me in as number 1 seed.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers to that.
And that's the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Quan covered it, man. Congratulations.
Now, don't forget to introduce Cameron live from Denny's
Man, we got
house
one
over
more.
there.
You got one.
Oh, we do have one more. We have the colluder, Cameron the colluder, the queef swallower. My guy, welcome back for the second time this season, but the
West
first
Side
official.
Oops, baby, in the building. What we doing, man?
Damn.
West Side Oops, baby. Hey,
There
and
we
we
go.
in this mud. Huh?
There we
Dipset,
go.
dipset,
Hey, I'm sorry I
dipset.
made the people wait for my presence. Hey, but it's the holiday season, so here's your gift.
Ah, shit, I love it.
Straight from the View Park.
West
mansion
Side
over
Oops.
there. Is that
That's Kim
West Side
Jones
Oops.
from the Diplomats, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, BC, let
West
me
Side Oops.
not BC. Hey, B, let me guess. That's not the only 2 Christmas trees you have in that house.
Oh no, I got one in the den and one in the baby's room. So we got 4 trees this year.
Hell
4
yeah.
trees. Just
Jesus
as many
Christ.
wins as the Oops got in this season so far. 4 trees.
Hey, that's a lot of bass to have that low of a record, bro.
Yeah.
In
You
It
know
week
what?
is,
But
13.
I'm gaining momentum right now.
Mm.
Momentum
Hey, you
for
know
a fifth
what?
win.
I hope you
That's
that
it.
momentum carries forward to next week, good brother Oops.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny.
You know,
It's funny seeing how excited Oops is, because this is what I imagine, like, the slaves coming out of the Underground Railroad felt like, that excitement when they got to the North, because I was told that Queef Swallower was Lewis's indentured servant this week cleaning out his garage, man. So I'm happy he gave you a break to take a shower and get cleaned up for the podcast tonight.
I
That
told you to pick up Judy. You better clean out my goddamn garage.
Jesus.
Oz free. Oz
that
free.
is, hey, shout out to BP, a true cousin, a true family member, came over on a holiday weekend, 6 a.m. in the morning, and worked all day with me to clean out my garage, man. That
Did you give him some gator? Did you pay him? Did you feed him?
Hey, that's
Well, not
just it
only
was
did
all
I
it was
clean the
all
garage,
family.
I
That was
cooked.
just
I
that's
cooked.
just
I read the kids' stories, taught them how to ride bikes.
he
I
put their
washed the
bikes
cars.
together and everything.
Hey, if you shine, I'll shine.
Hey, I will say this. I gotta touch on that. So my kids never rode bikes, never rode training wheels ever. We're cleaned out the garage. B takes a break and puts together, like, fixes these 2 bikes I have for them, and they picked them up, and within an hour we're riding on 2-wheel bikes. And so B gets the he gets the credit for that. Both my girls are damn near professionally riding now on 2-wheel bikes, in one day. So I got my garage cleaned and the kids.
That's how you got that win this week. You did some acts of service, I see.
Wow.
Oops
Hey, the
is,
guys were looking down on me. They were looking down on me like, my son, you deserve a win.
hey, you're
Well,
living large, man.
It's Lou's
For-
birthday week, man. So everything, the garage has been cleaned out, the pipes have been cleaned out. He's
Hey,
feeling
happy
good.
birthday, Kazoo.
Hey,
Hey,
It's
I
a
just
real
have one
nigga
question for the podcast.
holiday.
I'm gonna let
It's
you
a real
marinate.
nigga holiday.
Hey, while you're holidaying, I gotta ask you a question. Is there any reason why you're striking a jail pose with so many other places to sit in your room? I'm just wondering.
Oh man,
Nigga
you
do you
know,
expect
it's all good, man.
do you
You know,
expect
No, I'm
anything
fucking
less?
with you. I'm fucking with you, B. You know I gotta fuck.
He's got the fro coming out of the hat.
That's why I'm fucking with him, because I'm jealous as fuck. He's so follically enabled.
With 2
West
Christmas
Side
trees.
Oops.
Hey, man.
Hey, with all
Nah,
those,
homie, get it right. He said 4 Christmas trees, homie.
with all
Is
those
that,
Christmas
is
trees,
that a floating chair? Is that,
Bro. Remind me
That
to
shit's
never sit
hanging
in
from
that
the
chair if
ceiling?
I come over to your house, bro.
with all
If I
those
put a blue
trees,
light on that chair-
decorations.
Hey, you always welcome.
I
Everyone's
appreciate
always
it.
welcome, man. Mi casa, su casa.
You put a blue light on that chair, it's gonna look like a fucking Jackson Pollock painting.
Hey, in that vein, Mikasa Sukasa, Queef, we're waiting. You hosted one of the best viewing parties last season, man. We were waiting for part 2 this season. Got a few more weeks left.
Man, let's go, bro. You already know. You don't need no invite. Hey, just you put it together, and I'm gonna follow suit, man.
Sounds good.
What week works for you?
We'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
well, yeah, you can get the scheduling offline. We'll get the bookers. We'll get we got it. Oh, look at this. We got something special coming on here. Hang on, real
Man,
quick.
post that shit on YouTube. Nigga, let the world come through.
Get out of here. Are
Hey,
we about to get a?
I'll say it. I'll say it right now on the podcast. I'm going to go ahead and host. I'm going to host
What?
a viewing
What is
party. I'm going to host a viewing party on Sunday, December 22nd.
What is going
Oh, I'll
on
be
right
there.
now?
Book it.
She's muted.
You're muted. Oh,
We was on video. Happy birthday. We're gonna sing happy birthday.
Hey,
Hi, baby.
hey.
hey, it's a real nigga
Oh,
holiday.
wow. Oh, my
It's
God.
Lewis's birthday. We gotta sing.
Oh,
Oh, my
what is
goodness.
Happy birthday.
this? Oh, man.
Hey,
Hey,
you're smart that you added your mother-in-law, so we can't clown you too much. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's Jasmine's sister. I'm so
That's-
sorry. Happy
that's-
holiday.
That's both her
sister
sisters.
and mom.
Happy holiday. What's up, Noob?
You're, all y'all are
Mute,
muted.
Noob.
Yeah,
Ba-
everybody's
babe,
muted.
you're
That's-
muted.
What's up, Lex? What's
You're
up,
muted.
Jasmine?
Hi.
Hello.
Hey,
You're
mom.
muted, Tay.
sister.
We gonna sing?
Hey, what up? What up?
Jasmine,
What up,
Jasmine,
everybody?
unmute.
Hey, babes. You're
Jonte,
muted.
have you watched an episode of the podcast yet?
I have not, but actually,
Hey,
I saw it when you played
is
at
that?
poker night.
Oh.
But I actually have an idea. I got a client that may be able to, like, I'm thinking of creating like a behind the scenes of AGS. They have an over the top platform. It's a sports related platform, and so I pitched the idea to them, and they're with it. But
Hey,
I
that's
talked to y'all
awesome.
about it. But
Whoa.
Only
it-
Jonte would come on here and talk business when we're trying to celebrate Lewis's birthday.
Dante, I love
Sounds like
that
money to
idea.
me.
Hey, you're
hey,
muted.
birthday,
Tay.
I
Nick.
come with the
Tell you,
AGS
muted.
deal though. If they won't take me, it's a no.
Oh
hey,
my
listen,
God.
You hear
hey,
me?
hey,
What up,
is
Tay?
going on,
Don't play from the
Brian?
bank.
Yo,
Why does D look like Easy E?
my boy like Ocho
Oh,
Cinco
that's
over there,
easy.
man.
hey, we said he's reporting live from Diddy's
Come on,
house.
hey. Come on, it's a real nigga holiday though. Hold up.
It's a party over there.
What is going on?
It's a real nigga holiday.
Hey,
Speaking of holidays, we have all these guests on here for one
Sorry,
specific
Nicholas, I
reason.
said that.
We've
Yes.
got all these guests on here to wish you, Quan, the villain of the league, a happy birthday. How old are you turning this year, by the way?
Man, the big 44.
So Obama
172
year.
years old.
Woo,
Obama year.
44.
44.
Amazing.
Kick in
Hey,
the
happy
double
birthday,
wave
Lewis.
in my
34, right?
Oh,
Sagittarius season.
oh, you heard what?
Man,
Well,
it's been a long time.
I won't force
Sweet.
anyone to sing on here because that would be tragic, but I would like the guests, I would like to invite them to say at least one thing that you love about the Quan. What brings you here on this night to sacrifice your free time to come on here and publicly celebrate the Quan?
Okay.
Don't start at once.
Yeah.
Well, I'm married.
I'll
to
start.
Yeah,
man.
if y'all ain't gonna say nothing, I'm sure my mother-in-law will go ahead and take over.
Oh, she's off camera already.
Here she is.
There she is.
I am here. Hi. What
Oh,
say?
God.
Oh, I love my Lewis. He's a stand-up man. He don't play around. He take care of his family. He's a provider. And you see how big he is. Anybody, my little old Jasmine, she walks next to him. I just love the way they live together. And I love my son-in-law because
Aw,
he's just always on point with everything. He's generous. He's considerate. And
Jeez,
he knows what it is to be a man and a provider.
Okay,
And he don't have
Lewis.
to act to do
All right,
anything.
all right.
He's always willing. He's there, and he shows up. He shows up for his girls, and now my daughter understands why she has to be the mean parent, because Daddy is gonna be too easy with those girls of his. But I love him,
Oh, that was
and I love
beautiful.
it all. And we're gonna sing
That's
"Happy
nice.
Birthday" after a while.
She's here to sing.
That was sweet,
Yeah.
Mama. That was sweet. Thank you.
Mama. I have
That was-
the best
Hey,
mother-in-law.
Lewis, you better put that check in the mail now.
Nah, ain't no check.
I was
Ain't
gonna
no
say
check.
that.
He doing what he
I have
gotta
the
do.
best
He
mother-in-law.
doing exactly what he gotta do. I have no complaints about my son-in-law.
Birthday
Oh, I
shout,
don't know how
shout
to do.
out.
My daughter trying to tell me how to hold the phone.
Birthday
I'm doing all this.
clinch the #1 seed. It's good to be the Quan right now, huh?
Really?
Yes, he
Amazing.
is.
Wednesday nights, Saturday nights.
You know,
Man.
Well,
I
everything
take-
my mom said is true.
Go
He's
ahead,
a
Mom.
good husband, a
Absolutely.
good provider, a good
Absolutely.
father, and very supportive and very understanding. And I love you, baby.
I love you too.
All right.
So look at that.
It's been
Jasmine,
a great weekend, baby. Thank you for a great
Much
birthday weekend.
different than last week.
Okay.
I was about to say, Jasmine,
That lip
You
is starting to
literally-
quiver. Mm-mm.
you have a heart of gold because last
He
week
was
he was
so
so
mean to
supportive
me.
of you. He was like, "Hey, what about that degree you never finished and all those
Oh.
dreams you gave up on?" Remember that? I remember that.
Okay,
I
so
Hey,
remember
Nick,
that.
thanks. I appreciate
remember
that, Nick. Thanks
Happy
for bringing that up right
birthday,
now
Lewis.
at this moment, Nick. That's just what we needed right now, Nick. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
Yo,
It is
if
the
this what the
AGS
podcast is all
birthday
about,
fun for you.
man, I gotta
I was
listen in.
just gonna say, I'm so used to taking so much punishment on this podcast. This is like a little overwhelming. But Nick, you brought it right back to good job, Nick.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Alexis, or I mean, you had a nice little interaction with him last week on the podcast, and here you are back again with a smile on your face.
did.
LA Dodgers cap on your head too. Love it.
I could not come on here to New York when I already knew.
Thank you, Alexis. We
I
appreciate the
know.
consideration.
Yeah.
Jonte,
Well,
you had to
well-
listen to last week to understand what Jasmine and Nick are referring to.
Okay.
It was an
It's on
independent
YouTube,
one.
right?
Yeah.
He said,
Well,
okay.
while the ladies are here, there's been a little bit of a fallout from last week's episode, and I heard that the Quan called Alexis to issue an apology. There were a couple viewing parties. I felt like the Quan felt redemption at his viewing party, and then we had one at our house, and they doubled down and said Quan was in the wrong. I heard there's a rumor that he's looking to retract his apology because he feels like he's in the right.
Oh.
So I'll respond to that. Unlike last week, I'm not going to let Lennon try to walk me and Alexis into an argument with each other like he did last week. And so, Alexis, I think much of it you should blame your husband over there. But I will just say the apology still stands. I did feel I did not take it. Much of that was geared towards Lennon and the allegations of collusion, but I didn't take into effect how you would feel. I didn't know how much you were serious about. I just didn't take into effect your feelings at that time. I'm sorry about that. But anyhow, you are a true champion. Your bobblehead can never be taken away from you. I know what that's like. You're a true champion. Much respect.
And that's why we love him.
Look at that.
Coming from a
Look at that.
true
Look at that.
gentleman. A true
Take the
gentleman.
true gentleman.
True slurping gentleman.
No slurping nothing. That's a man. That's
Hey,
a
you hear my
man. It takes
mother-in-law?
a
My
man to be able
mother-in-law
to
is on
do
right
something
now.
like
Okay.
that.
That's
There you
right.
go.
It takes a
Instead of
man.
stick his chest out and say, I'm right and you're wrong.
He ain't got to stick it out. It's already hanging out. We love you, Lewis. Hey, I'll tell a
Yes,
quick story.
we
man.
love you,
Hey,
Louis. You're like
you
a
can't talk
brother.
about me
do.
with my mother-in-law on this podcast.
Louis.
You're gonna have some problems.
No, I
You're
ain't
like
coming for you.
Louis.
I
You're
ain't
like
coming
a
for you,
big
dude. I
brother.
know I'm outnumbered.
Happy birthday. I was gonna say something nice.
Go.
I was
I
gonna
was gonna say you don't want no problems with me.
Lex, you wanted to say something?
Oh, I was just saying, Louis, you're like a big brother. Happy birthday.
Big brother.
Jasmine is my girl, number one. I'll always take care of her, and then she'll take care of you. And that's how the formula works.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you,
these
Lex.
past 2
It's that
days,
simple.
Yeah.
she
Thank you,
showered
Lex.
love that you deserve.
Yeah. And thank
And
you
then
for
now your
being.
birthday's over.
Yeah. Thank you for being a wonderful
I get her
friend.
back.
And thank you and Leonard for being a wonderful couple that our accountability couple. We really enjoy our dates, our talks, and you guys are therapeutic to me and Jasmine, for real. So, and thank you for keeping Jasmine, Jasmine. So, like you
My
have,
wardrobe has become
y'all know Lex has styled Jasmine, and oh boy, it is. I am reaping the benefits of it every time we
Oh
go out.
my goodness.
You can send me a check, Lewis. I'm waiting.
So
and they got him ready for Allbirds. They got his Allbirds. He gonna be Allbirds suited and booted.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't
Please
support the
retire
Alls.
those fucking shoes, bro.
Oh, there's more.
My
There's
mother-in-law
more
is on.
the
Can
way.
you watch your language, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mama. I apologize.
Thank you. She just came from church yesterday, dog. Jesus.
I actually was in church too. The holy water started boiling when I walked by it, but I didn't think that was me.
I didn't go to church.
John Tay, did you have a shout out? I have one more thing I got to get talk about before we let the birthday shout out go on with their evening.
I do, man. So first and foremost, Lou, man, I love you. Like you already know, you like a big brother to me, man. It's interesting because I feel like we grew up as men together, and I was a part of a lot of the milestones, from getting that jazz to weddings to girls being born to promotions, or actually to graduated from the academy, then promotions, the house. So, I'm gonna be there, man, every step of the way, so I love you. And man, to many, many more.
Hey, that's dope.
All right, love you too, Tay.
Okay.
Sure.
Hey,
Remember when we had the frat house on in the Dons?
I didn't even get to say nothing to my cousin, bruh.
Uh-oh.
Brandon is such a bad influence.
Hey,
He's so
hey,
bad.
hey, Louis.
You're bad. Like,
Louis.
why would
He's
you
coming
bring up
through.
that?
I am not that
Louis.
bad. Stop.
Hey, real talk. BC
Bruh,
was the first one to shack up in that
Hey,
frat
what
house.
we got, man, I have with nobody else, man. We claim cousins, bro, but you more than my cousin, man. You my brother, man. You my twin, and most of all, you my best good friend. You understand me? And it's gonna always be that way, too. You know what I mean? I'll die every day for you, bro, just to spend another moment with you. Bro, salute. Happy birthday.
Hey, cheers to
Love
that.
you,
Cheers to
man.
that.
Yeah.
Cheers to the
He
Quan.
is a true big cousin.
Oh, neighborhood, whatever. Oops, babies.
True
How
big cousin.
just gangbanging on the podcast.
West side, oops.
And my sister-in-law is on too, Megan Thee Stallion back there. Oh, Megan.
Nice.
Whoa.
Sister.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
The
Well,
surgeon been working
hello,
out.
hello, little Megan.
Huh?
Hello.
I said the surgeon been working out.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh,
Wait.
y'all
know, y'all see my sister's fucking fine. Two sisters.
Oh,
Hey, what's
Megan Thee
happening?
Stallion.
Hey, Jasmine, you need to bring
It's
your
Megan
family
from
around.
top.
What's
It's
going
Megan from
on,
top to
Jasmine?
bottom.
My family stay around, Brian. You don't be
Oh,
around.
then you need to invite my ass over, homie.
BC.
No love.
My
no
sisters stay right
invitations.
here.
Uh-huh.
Hello there. Say happy birthday to your brother.
Thank you, Precious.
Oh, happy birthday, Louis.
I'm
We love
sorry.
you. Thank you so much for
Thank
being a
you.
great father to our nieces and just being a great brother-in-law. Being there to call me when I call those random nights.
Or get out of jail free cards.
My
Hey,
my
I will
jail
answer
free-
the phone
Listen,
under any
I appreciate
circumstances.
everything that you do, whether it's effective or not.
Hey, you know when you call,
I
I'm gonna pick up.
appreciate you for more than you will ever know. Thank you for being an example for me to look for in a husband, and for my nieces to look for in a father. And we love you.
And the
That's so
husband
sweet.
that they
Thank you, Lewis. Happy birthday. I appreciate the protective force that you are and the protective energy that you give to the entire family. I know that you're always looking out for all of us. So thank you so much for just being in our lives and being a loving force, and protective energy. Mwah.
All right, love you too, Precious. Thank you.
love you, sisters.
I had one note. So Lewis, I am one of the co-producers of the show, and I have to present the segment. So I'm not just trying to stir the pot all the time. I'm introducing segments, man. And one thing I wanted to talk about with the group while you're here, before you guys hop off, We had the opportunity. Jonte, I don't think you even mentioned that you and Lewis pledged together at the Gamma Alpha chapter when you guys were in college, man. That's where the bond kind of started. But as part of that, right, and it was Lewis's birthday dinner last night. We had a chance to go to Somerville and off on Slauson, and it brings it full circle, right? It's owned part, at least co-owned by AJ Reland from Brandon Citrus chapter, UC Santa Barbara. It's bringing, you know, the things that we drive to West Hollywood and Beverly Hills and to the beach areas. It's bringing it to the neighborhood. It was the shortest drive we've ever had, 5-minute drive from Lewis's house to get to dinner. We're all dressed up, 100% Black customers. Terrace Martin was playing the saxophone in there. Beautiful vibes. The food was great. The price was right. So just want to, you know, we enjoyed the experience so much. We went to go rebook it, and it looks like you can't get a reservation until mid-February. So if you can get your reservations in or hit the bar, shout out Somerville. We had a great time, and you know, if anybody else wants to speak on it, it was the best way we could bring in Lewis's birthday this week.
No, amazing Black-owned restaurant. Amazing. The best Black-owned restaurant I've ever been to. It is fine dining. Everybody in there was dressed up. It was the live jazz. So man, thank you, AJ, for bringing that to our neighborhood. Brother, that is a huge accomplishment, and it's just huge, period, man. You brought something to the neighborhood I grew up in that I never thought would be there, and I hope it lasts forever. I hope you prosper through, man, forever off of that.
That's dope.
And that means a lot if Lewis says you got great service at a Black-owned restaurant. So that's
You know, Lewis is the
I don't take
service,
that lightly. Like, I know it must be.
Yeah.
Like
That's dope. A
That's
lot of
dope.
love on this
Right.
podcast. As soon as y'all get off, the love is gonna stop.
I know. It's just I'm ready to hop off.
No, that's dope, man. Happy birthday, Lewis, man. Cheers to 44
Thank you.
years.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
And
man.
a toast to 44 more, good brother.
No, man,
Yes,
this
sir.
is way more than I ever expected. This is a memorable moment for me. Thank you.
Aw.
Thank you so much.
Aw.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you,
Love
Bonnie.
you.
Love you,
Love you,
sisters.
son.
Thank y'all.
Love you,
Bye,
baby
mama. Bye,
girl.
sisters.
Thanks, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Jonte, let's talk business, man.
We
All
shall.
right. Are we
We
off?
shall. We shall.
Yes, I'll text you.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
I keep-
Damn, Quan, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for giving you shit about your literacy rate or any of that stuff. You got plenty of love in your corner, man. You got all kinds of juice back there.
First off,
I
fuck
gotta
Lewis. Fuck.
Damn,
Hey,
dog.
may we all celebrate our birthday on the night of a podcast recording.
Yeah,
No
right.
shit, dude. Yeah.
Oh, that was
No,
dope,
nah.
dude. That's a testament of a great man, man. We give you a lot of shit on here, bro, but you know, I think that everybody on here would agree that a huge amount of what makes a man is what others think about you, how you affect them, and the way you make them feel, you know, in the long term. So
The way you
appreciate it.
make them
hey,
feel.
happy birthday
Hell
to
yeah.
you, bro.
Well, you know, it was
Hey,
nice
shout-
because. Go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna shout you out, man. You put that whole shit together, and
Thanks, Lennon. You did that, Lennon?
That's the
sorry.
commish, man. That's the co-producer commish right there. You know, that's the guy
Hey.
coming up with the ideas. That's the idea. I just muted myself. That's the idea machine.
Well, you know, I feel like 95% of the segments I bring onto this podcast are negative, so it was nice to do something kind for once. So
What are you talking about? The doppelganger segment? It was negative? I thought you were just paying me compliments by introducing all those handsome men, especially the fucking Schmiegel at the end.
Hey.
Speaking of winners, I want to shout out the winners this week. Shout out to the Truth T Ruth for laying the smackdown on me. He is now 9-4, and I think my sneaky favorite to win it all this year. Maybe not so sneaky at 9-4. Shout out to Quan, of course, for his big win against who's coming in second. NJC against the Suck on D's. That was a good one, man. That's
I had to
funny.
make up for NJW Con all that bullshit. That was
That was amazing. Curse, Rudy's replacement. Shout out to Rudy for dipping back in the vussy. And to the Queef Swallower, shout out to Queef for giving us win number 4 of the season. Super stoked on your 4th win, man. Congratulations. I mean, Lennon Siebert put up 122.5 points. Another tough fucking loss. Jerry Jeudy, career game. I mean, doesn't get much worse than that.
Yeah, it's first of all, I'm responsible for half of Queef Swallow for Queef. I've had trouble with that name all year.
You keep swallowing those queefs when you say it, fool.
You know, I haven't. It's one thing I haven't crossed off my bucket list is swallowing a queef. So maybe I need to do it so I can start to learn how to pronounce it. But Queef Swallow, I'm responsible for 50% of your victories this season, and that's what I get. You know, that's what I get for questioning your right to exist in the league. Questioning, does he know enough? Is he strong enough? Is he studying? You know, sweeping the frog. You got my stamp of approval, man. Welcome to AGS. Long term, you're here as long as you want to be here. You mentioned it, Nick. Not only the score, but also Jerry Jeudy. I think was a guy that I drafted relatively high last year and kept on my roster. I think the entire season. So, that's the theme, man. Former Frogs coming back to haunt me. It looked dope for him, man, to come back to Denver. I loved watching it, man. I mean, every time he caught the ball, he was taunting that crowd. That was fun to watch, man. I don't think anybody saw 30-plus points against 30-plus points. Denver had a top D. I don't know why they didn't just keep Surtain on him the whole game. That was frustrating. I need a defense to do well. They had 2 defensive touchdowns. What else could you ask for? And I still lose by a dub.
But let me tell you, I want to thank all the people that doubted my lineup, talking about, you got to play your dogs. Why are you sitting Devontae Adams? Why I have Abdullah and Jeudy in my starting lineup? Well, sometimes you got to let them hang, man, and drag. Let them hang and drag, man. You live and die by your decisions. And, sometimes you got to get lost to find your way. And that's what I did. I lost the old standard specific setup and play your major players. And man, I just fuck all that, man. You know what I'm saying? I put the underdogs on the money line and I hit. That's what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you say you got to get lost to find your way, because you've done a lot of losing. We've both done an equal amount of losing, it appears, this year. But I hope that we can make it to the consolation bracket. We have not secured that yet. I think we haven't even Queef. I think we're still in the running for last place.
Right? No, I think
Let me do a quick check.
So how does that work?
I think the Vussie's loss may have secured you guys.
No,
I think
Vusie has 3 wins. Vusie has. I mean, I haven't looked at all the tiebreakers, but
so
Vusie
he's going to
has
be
3 wins.
3-10. He's 3-10.
Yes.
And we're 4-9.
He'll be 4-9.
Rudy's
No,
3-10.
He'll be 3-10.
He's
right.
So
we got 2 3-10s. We got 2 4-9s. We
we got 3 3-10s, bro.
No, Queef just
No, my
won.
bad. No,
So
my
it's
bad.
4-9.
It's two. My
Yeah,
bad.
so it's two 3-10s, and then but you guys own the tiebreaker against Voodoo. So I think you guys are fighting to
But dude, the problem is like it gets real jumbled up, man. Like say there's like a 3-way, 4-way tie for last place. It does like sometimes the head-to-head gets tossed out.
Yeah.
Because it just gets confusing. So then it goes to points. So it's right. I can't call it. I mean, I have to do some major math to figure it all out. I'm not even going to try to predict it.
Well, to both of y'all, I know you guys playoffs is out of the picture, but for someone who spent many years, fighting for that consolation bracket berth, and I won many consolation brackets. I used to call it the consolation championship. You guys used to make fun of me for that, but it's nothing like rebuilding your team to get the 3rd seed. So basically the 3rd to last seed and then win the consolation bracket. that really propels you for the following season. So if either one of you guys get that, that'll be huge moving forward. So good luck to
Just
y'all.
for the record, Sugandis won it last year.
Well,
Was he the-
oops, babies, can you wake up
He
from
may
your
not make the
narcoleptic?
playoffs.
Oops,
But
babies, wake up from that narcoleptic nap. There you go.
Sugandis
I really hope
also-
that you.
Sugandis
I hope
also,
that you
he
get
also had a lot
yourself.
of picks he traded. I don't think he had a lot of picks coming into the following draft.
Hey,
So
what's that?
Nah.
What's that, NJ?
I hope that you get yourself out of these muddy waters by securing another victory next week. That way, you don't have to worry about any of this nonsense.
Yes,
I
sir.
love
Yeah.
I love the
Well, I'm
words
gonna
of-
let the gods do their job. You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't been nothing but true to the game, man. And all the accusations of me being helped out and this and that and shown, guided, motherfuckers holding my hand is all false. And the gods have let the people know.
Well, it's not all false because we
There you go,
witnessed
Pete.
it.
Tell
Just
him, Pete.
like us true believers have witnessed God before. We witnessed the Quan collude. Like the Titanic hitting an iceberg, brother. We saw it all. Everybody saw it.
Well, I love the words of wisdom from you, Lou. I love the motivation. We wish you the best in trying to get your second championship. I really hope that you can win to solidify the false dynasty that you've had over the last number of years. I also would love to hold on to my franchise being the only one to go back to back. So that would mean NJC not winning this year.
Yeah. So I'll just quickly though the false dynasty. This win will
Look at Leonard's face.
I'll just say, look. Dynasty isn't about me.
He knows.
Dynasty is about the players that I have on my team. Those players are the ones that have because I'm pretty much one of the only teams I think that have had the core group of players on my squad for as long as I've had them on my squad. And I refer to them as a dynasty. It's not me, but those core group of guys that I've had for years now. They have been doing. I want to say, man, this is like my third or fourth bye week in a row.
I think that's known as like the Ring of Honor or like a Hall of Fame, right? Team Players Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I don't think it's called a dynasty.
Yeah.
Those players have it. Yeah, no, you know what? With one championship, it's not a dynasty. It's not.
Right.
But
How many championships
Yeah.
qualifies as a dynasty?
what'd you say?
How many championships qualifies as a dynasty?
I would say 2 in a 3-year period definitely puts you on the map. And I think we compare this to like the Giants winning the World Series a few weeks ago. It was 3 and 5, right? They won 3 in 5 years. That's domination. I would say that's a dynasty for sure. If you go back to back, you got a dynasty going back to back. That's my opinion.
So you're saying
Yeah, I
what,
think
Quan? How long you been in the league?
Shoot, I don't even.
2017. That's when we booted. Right, somewhere around there. That's when we booted
So
Spuds, right?
7, 8 years. So you're saying 1 in 8 years is not a dynasty.
No, I'm talking about with these players. No,
No,
with these
no.
players. I wouldn't really like. You've gotten 4, but did you really have a particular team that won the majority of those championships? It kind of was a different team every time, right?
No, it was particular players. It was
Le'Veon Bell.
there
Le'Veon
were
Bell was on there.
there were 2 Lewis dynasty teams, I suppose. Le'Veon Bell was a member of the second dynasty. LaShawn McCoy, Drew Brees was a part of a lot of those teams. Yeah, I'd have to go back. It's been so long. I'd have to go back and look at the rosters. But there was a core group that definitely went back to back. And then what are the years here? Let me check because I have 4 trophies. Let's see here.
While he's searching and we get a shot there, it does make sense that you do get to go back to back when you finish in the top 2 because you get so many keepers plus whatever contracts you're savvy enough to levy out. Was Le'Veon was a rookie contract, right?
Le'Veon was a rookie contract. So I won 3 championships in 13, 14, 15, in 5 years. So that was a core group. Again, technical difficulties here. I can't really pull up the roster, but 3 in 5 years, 4 in 8 years. So that 2010 was probably a different team, but the 13, 16, 17 was probably my core group.
That's a dynasty. That's a dynasty.
That's a dynasty.
And I think you guys are aware. I mean, Amon-Ra, CeeDee Lamb, Joe Mixon, Jonathan Taylor, and Travis Kelce, they've been on my team for many years. But the body of work surrounded it. I haven't won 4 championships. I won 1, but I've been to 4 now? Or 3 in the last.
Can't believe we're still arguing this point. This is ridiculous.
Well,
this is crazy.
The reason I brought it up, it was
Never mind.
that
they're not a
Quan made
right now. Correct.
Quan made a
if you win, if you win this year, I'd say you have a better argument. Sorry for
so arguing. It's the reverse of that is the question. Is like is how crushing, and Quan, you kind of alluded to this, how crushing would it be to not win this year? How would you deal with that?
I know this is going to come back to bite me if I lose, but I will say, out of all the years I've been in the league, I believe this is the best team that I've ever had. This literally, and so it will hurt to lose this year, but this team is the best team that I've had. I really feel like, I mean, even the year, I think I still hold the team, the record for the team with the most points in the regular season. That was with Tom Brady, and I didn't win that year. But I think this team is better than that team. So, it will hurt if I don't win this year, no doubt.
Currently healthy for the most part, right?
Other than Dak Prescott going out, which affects the hell out of CeeDee Lamb, but CeeDee Lamb is healthy. Yes, currently healthy. And
speaking of health, I would say the number 2 team all season long, despite what the power rankings might say this week, has been NJC, and health impacted you this week in JC. How do you deal with the J.K. Dobbins being placed on injury reserve?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely hurts. I'll say that
Chase Brown, hell of a replacement.
I was just going to say, like,
I mean, I don't want to say anything that will come back to haunt me. I'll just say that my preferred formula for fantasy football is consistency. I don't like, a boom or bust. So if I could put a running back in a position that has more staying power, has more consistency, is less of a RBBC, I would prefer that. And I think that with Gus Edwards healthy, J.K. Dobbins is in more of a share than in more of a dominant position. So although it's unfortunate from a reinforcement perspective, I mean, that's part of the game. So that's why, we stay active, we stay on the waiver wire, we try to prepare for it. So we'll see.
Yeah, you have plenty of running backs.
Yeah,
I mean, Chase Brown is frogman, Shane 17.5, Kyron Williams 17.5, Barkley 20. 20 seems to be Barkley's floor these days. And Kyron, like you said, consistency throughout the running back stable, man. You're in a good spot right here. And I think T. Ruth is also in a good spot, just getting hot at the right time.
Fucking Jackson, man. Lamar Jackson is
always
defense proof. He could against a good defense, he's still putting up 20, 30 points.
Dude, it was like a 11 point. Well, no, he went from like 19 points to like 22 or 23 in like 3 minutes. That last game, I was like, gee,
that's the
dude's a beast,
bro. Right there is, I got Joe Burrow as a number 2 quarterback behind Lamar Jackson, but Joe Burrow, if he's up against a tough, decent defense, he does not do what Lamar Jackson does. But anyway.
And that's an interesting situation with Joe Burrow going down. I think the Bengals might have the same record as Quee Swallow and Frogs, 4-9, somewhere around there. And how does that pan out, right? Like Lamar's still battling in the AFC. North, he's still battling. He's still making a push for the playoffs. He's playing in meaningful games. At some point, it gets interesting with who you can start in the fantasy playoffs, depending on what's happening in real life.
Yep.
Yeah, I really wanted them to win last week. That would have solidified Joe Burrow. He's going to pushing it to the end of the season, but it's not looking good.
But Nick, you brought up Saquon, and I have to double down, man. I have to double down on the question I asked last week. Citron, Saquon is having an MVP caliber season. You have family ties to Philadelphia. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have family ties to Philadelphia. The Eagles are in your neighborhood, this stadium that's bringing equity to your home. Your MVP's there, killing it. And have you not seen Dave Chappelle before? I don't know, man. I've seen Dave Chappelle a number of times, but I feel like as a sports fan, I would have to be in that building to see Saquon.
No, I mean, that's fair. I missed a great game. But you know, listen, I've seen plenty of great games. I've missed plenty of great games. I'd rather see the match. It was a great show, and I was invited, and I couldn't, decline. But
so the equation is vagina greater than any given Sunday.
Yeah, NBC, you missed
Well,
Saquon in rare Saquon. If that was a game to go to see your number one player ball, oh my God,
he's amazing. Isn't he?
He was in full form.
Yo, man,
we would have gave you a pass. You could have got a New Jersey. We would have gave you a pass for that one.
Yeah.
Hey, let me say, man, it hasn't happened in over almost 40 years, man. But Saquon's on pace. He's on pace for the record, man. So that's good for fantasy output, and it's good for competitive sports.
For the culture.
On a sports question, though, I'm curious to see moving forward, our running backs now are going to be getting those $100 million contracts that they deserve moving forward now, because now it's pretty much obvious that the better running backs are making the teams better, and they are focal points of the team. I mean, what Joe Mixon is doing, what Saquon is doing, the guys who got snubbed, who signed, both of them signed, $30 million contracts over 4 years, which is a slap in the face with tight ends making more than them. I wonder how this is going to benefit the running backs of the future, where when Gibbs comes up for his contract, when Bijan comes up for his contract, are they going to A-Chain comes up for his contract, are they going to eat off of that?
I mean, I think they should, bro. Everybody's equity is increasing, man. I mean, you can argue inflation. So I definitely think they'll get to at least the 50 to 60 or $75 million range.
Henry,
I don't know
too.
if it's going to be 100, but I definitely think they can move to about the 50 to 75 range. Absolutely.
Yeah. Like they both.
Henry? Sorry,
Henry got snubbed too. Henry didn't get the big contract.
Oh,
either.
yeah, he got snubbed. Yeah.
All three of those dudes who are killing got basically sent to free agency, got shown the door.
And then you give people like Daniel Jones $100 million contract to go be a backup in.
Well,
in
that's the
Minnesota.
thing. That's like that. The people who are going to pay for that are these GMs who devalue the running backs, and it's going to cost them their jobs, hopefully in the offseason. And props to running backs like yours, Quan, Jonathan Taylor, who held his stamp in his contract negotiations and got his money. Hopefully, more running backs get paid.
Yeah. There's it can't just be that dope running backs are great for only fantasy football. Obviously they're great for real football. Why wouldn't you pay these motherfuckers? It's a simple formula, right? Like we played fucking Madden. You have a great running game, you run the fucking ball, then all of a sudden, bop, you hit them with a fucking pass. I mean, look at these motherfuckers. But there's only a handful of these guys out there. I mean, we were talking about drafts. We were talking about drafts. Yeah, it's a business, but they're investing in the wrong parts of the team.
They're investing. They're putting their money in the longer term, the lower risk investments.
I think the thought process was that running backs can be easily replaced, and I think that these guys have proven them wrong this season.
I think it's a combination of being easily replaced and a combination of a short timeline in the league based on the wear and tear.
Nick, you were going to say something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just think it's you made a great point earlier about these dudes thinking they'd be easily replaced. Yeah, if your running back is Devin Singletary, he's easily replaced, but not if you Saquon Barkley. or not if he's Derrick Henry, or even Joe Mixon, who almost I feel he gets underappreciated year to year. And I thought, go ahead, brother.
No, I just want to take a moment of silence, man, and pay respect to Christian McCaffrey's knee, man, who gave his whole life to the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's have a moment of silence for Christian McCaffrey's knee, man.
And Jordan Mason.
Hey, oops.
All right.
Yeah, McCaffrey.
Is McCaffrey done? Is he done?
He's off.
No. I mean, is he done in his career?
The boy
now?
took a play and laid down on his own. I mean, if you were asking my professional opinion, I don't believe we'll see him till next season.
So do you hang on to him? I know it's early. And this is initial reaction.
Yes, early. I mean, I put him on the IR, ride it out, and make a best decisions for the Oops Baby collective as a whole.
I feel like he's going to do his best to come back. The Niners are going to try to get him to come back, but NJC brings up a good point, man. I mean, he's got a lot of miles under his belt. His body's starting to break down, and that's part of the reason that they don't want to play these running backs, because eventually, Father Time's undefeated, man. Those injuries start to add up. So, the Niners and Queef Swallow have something to take a look at there. I want to, I don't have, I apologize, I don't have all the stats in front of me, but there were two players that kind of stood out, or two decisions that stood out. One on a positive side was, I don't think we've ever seen, and I still haven't seen it officially, but Josh Allen scored 2 touchdowns on one play in fantasy. Is that true? He threw the pass and scored the receiving touchdown.
Yep.
Insane.
13-point swing.
I missed that.
13-point swing.
It got tipped and he caught it and ran.
No, it was a hook and lateral. Basically, he threw it.
It was a
somebody caught it and
he threw it to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper pitched it back to him, and Josh Allen scored the touchdown. And I think he got credit for throwing it and for scoring the touchdown.
Wild.
Yeah, well, I think we missed it, man. I think we were at dinner when that happened, and you were trying to avoid looking at that second half when James Cook was beasting in the first half. And that brings me to Owumi. He needed 5 points in the second half and got 0 points. But I blame Owumi, not for Anthony Richardson. I mean, that's fine. Go with CJ Stroud, but Brock Bowers is the #1 rookie wide receiver. Right,
balling all season long.
All these LSU wide receivers and Ohio State wide receivers. Brock Bowers, tight end, is the #1 rookie wide receiver right now. I think #2 might be Ladd McConkey when you're talking receiving yards purely, and killing it. Right? I mean, he's the #1 tight end, I think, in fantasy. And what is he? Why is he on Owumi's bench? That love affair that he has with Taysom Hill.
Exactly.
I hate.
He
No, fuck
fucking
that.
loves that guy.
No, but even at that, I hate to say it, to double down on what you just said, Coop. He is the fucking king of the 2 tight end fucking strategy. If you're so fucking in love with Anthony, with fucking Taysom Hill, put Bowers in the fucking flex like he's done already this season.
Who do you have in the flex?
Not somebody who put up a
Brian
fucking 28
Robinson.
burger.
Oh,
Brian Robinson gave him.
He had a good
Yeah,
game.
he gave him 17.5, but he could have put him as one of his running backs.
Even if he
swapped out
didn't put him
DeAndre
in,
Swift.
even if he still put Brock Bowers in over, he puts him in over Brian Robinson, he still wins.
I mean, the point here is that Brock Bowers is a must-start tight end. Like, get
in a
Taysom Hill the
must-win
fuck outta
game
here.
against the #1 team in the league. How are you benching Brock Bowers?
Maybe
He was hanging out.
Kansas
I saw
City
a picture
Chiefs.
of him in the Vusi. He got a little Vusi on him.
No.
Vusi brought him down. He dragged him down to the depths.
Yeah, man.
Vusi stains, man. Those Vusi stains.
Well, I'll tell you this now. Going forward, he's forced to fucking play Bowers now. Because bye.
Well, now, like, that could have been a major win against the top team in the league, and now the only games Brock Bowers is playing in are consolation.
Dude, I needed that shit, bro. I needed those. I needed that loss. That's why we're giving it all over there to Jim Jones, Cameron, whoever's sitting in the background over there.
Easy E. We already heard it. It's
Hey,
Easy E.
hey, Lewis.
That win
Hey,
would've
Lewis,
knocked-
listen.
That win would have
You have my permission to collude all fucking week, bro. Help him get y'all motherfuckers go clean out his fucking garage this weekend, and y'all talk about shit.
Look, I predicted it 2 weeks ago. I said I believe Oops Baby's gonna run the table in his division, closing out the season, and he's got one more game. So
Hope he does it.
believe
Cheers to
have
Oops
it.
Babies.
yeah, McCaffrey going down may have hurt that a little bit, but I
Little
believe
bit.
he's gonna run the table.
We'll see if Jerry Judy can put up another 40 burger. I needed who's coming in second to lose. I needed Sugandis to lose. Both those. I need Pimps to lose. All three of those things happened, and then T. Ruth came by and swung that fucking warty hammer right across my head and denied me the triple digits. Just beat me down with Russell Wilson, looking like vintage fucking Russell
Dude,
Wilson out there.
40 burger. I did not see a 40 burger coming out of that.
I think he picked him up on Saturday. I'm pretty sure he didn't have him in the lineup. And
No.
the Cowboys defense showing out looking like last year's Cowboys defense. Derrick Henry had kind of a mid game for Derrick Henry, but it doesn't matter. I can't beat T. Ruth. And watch out, guys. Watch out for T. Ruth in the playoffs. He's coming.
What
for
did he put
you.
up? 146 points? God damn.
Yeah, watch out for that guy.
That's how T. Root does it. Shows up in the postseason, quiet all season. Nick, you're still in play for the 6th seed, though, right? You and Pimps.
Yes, but he has to lose again, and I need to beat Quan. And tall order when you have 0 running backs.
Well,
Hey, y'all better hit them waivers.
Joe Mixon and Jonathan Taylor are on a bye week. Nick, Joe Mixon.
Sweet.
Jonathan Taylor.
Well, so are both my quarterbacks. Arguably my best player. So we'll see what happens, man. Anything can happen. Pimp.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, the crab man is out there.
We'll see what happens.
Hey,
Pimp
that shit
says
was funny.
frogs.
As soon as Linda posted that fucking eating on crab leg W, that motherfucker was like, "Oh, really? Oh, okay." Pew, 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 pew.
Well, I know Frog
Hey,
next week.
What did Jameis put up? 400 plus yards?
Well, we'll see what happens. Anyways, Frogs has Pimps next week, and I know Frogs is going to put up like $120, $130. It just depends on how many points Pimps will put up against that. The track record is not great, but I'm counting on Frogs to just show up $130 strong, and maybe Pimps, lays a little egg there, and I can sneak into the 6th seed, and who knows what.
And
But
Quan, you've already locked in the top seed. Rest your starters, so Scum can get in the playoffs.
Wow, you're familiar with colluding to some degree, but out here on the podcast, wow, that's amazing.
It's gonna be an interesting playoffs this
Yeah.
year, boys.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward. So
You're nervous. You were talking about how nervous you were before we started recording. You said the nervous time begins. The commish alluded to it earlier. You could finish 12-2 hypothetically. It's a lot of pressure. Number 1 seed going in there. The lips getting a little tighter now, but we'll see what happens. A lot of good matchups in here. 4 top teams. The 6 seeds in play.
I got the Vusi this week, boys.
You got the Vusi this week, which hopefully you can bring your boy on next week. He can make an appearance for the final week of the season. And I can't believe we're saying it's the fucking final week of fantasy football. What the fuck happened?
What are we gonna do after this?
God, our families return to our families.
And who's Sit? You have Boosie, and you and Curse are in play for the number 2 seed, right? Second bye. Who's Curse got?
Queef.
Curse has the Queefs swallowers.
Who?
You are playing the
got the
Curse.
Curse.
Sir.
I got Curse.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You got a
That's
bang
what I'm
on him.
saying. I
or
need
what?
you to win this week, bro.
Yep, I'm gonna do my thing.
Hit them
Other
waivers,
notable-
man. There's a running back out there. Hit them waivers, boys.
The curse is You know, he's so excited. He's asking what the tiebreaker is already.
You know, that was offensive, man. I mean, he's a founding member of this league. That's a rule I don't think that has changed in 17 years.
No.
Pretty sure he knows what the tiebreaker is.
He's
He
just
needed
putting
to
that out there. He's
confirm
just
it.
letting motherfuckers know.
That didn't even make Lewis's list of 5 questions he wanted to grill my wife with.
Wait, you trying to tell me that you won a championship and don't know how many motherfucking contracts and what they are?
Oh man, was that awkward watching at the viewing party? Did you sit in the same room and watch it together?
We did. I will tell you that after watching it, I don't know. I didn't feel as bad as I did right after it. I felt like I was being cut off a lot. It wasn't as bad as it didn't look as bad. You cut a lot of it out though too.
I did. I
Yeah.
did. I took
And-
a
and-
lot
and
out.
I know, and that
went
helped.
on.
That helped. But I will say, Lennon had another viewing party, and I can see from the outside looking in how people are like, "Man, why is he doing that to her?" You know, I could definitely understand that. But yeah,
There's definitely 2 sides. The Film the Future side is rolling with Lex. But yeah, purely on a fantasy league side, we could see that the questions were fairly reasonable. But yeah, I hosted and I felt the same way. Maybe because I was on Quan's home field, but we were watching it. We're like, yeah, that seemed worse in the moment. But then I hosted it over here with Janine and Jasmine, the twins from UCLA, our sorority, aka sisters, and their husband, my son's Clarence Robinson. And I mean, Clarence was standing up and cheering for Jasmine during her MLK speech. The twins were yelling at Quan and just booing him. I was like, so, you know, I think it all depends on the audience you're watching it with and who
I don't
they're
think it was
picking in
the
the battle.
questions. I don't think it was the question. It wasn't the questions. I think it was the berating. I think it was the fact that you were just like, I just know from a feminine perspective, they were like, nope, that's what it was, bro.
And Siebert understands the context. Siebert's kind of a heel a bit, like a WWE heel. So on one part, I think he was annoyed in defending his wife here. And the other part is he's also kind of just like, he knows what's going to get fucking people going, man. That's why he shows up with a doppelganger gang.
Hey,
I couldn't believe I forgot Kevin Love.
You guys avoided the question on the pod last week, but just to ask for Nick and BC, if you left the league today, 20 years from now, would you not be able to answer that question?
Well, you're not accounting, like we said at the podcast. Nick and BC aren't leaving the league and popping children out of their Badusis.
Okay.
And my mind works differently already. Again, look at the shelving behind me. Like I keep information that has absolutely no relevance to real life in my head. So yeah, I'd probably retain a lot of
numbers person. So
I think by even avoiding the answer of that question, I think you guys are showing that it's further solidifying that maybe I was going too hard on Lex because you guys won't even answer the question. I asked you.
It just wasn't. Again, it wasn't. They were the wrong questions, and I think the tone was wrong. I think it could have been funny, but you know, you probably should have sat with BC and worked on the script first. Help them get the ghostwriter Drake in there for you.
But so you guys just will abstain from answering that question?
No, I mean, dude.
Well, no, I did answer the question. I would remember that information, but but I'm not Alexis. This kind of information is not the kind of stuff that I think she would retain, given her personality. Given my personality, take a look at this stuff. I mean, I'm going to retain all kinds of.
That's a lot.
That goes to show, though, that is the league as competitive then as it is now?
That's not.
I don't think it does.
That's not fair. That's not a fair question because
not,
to rewind, that means Lennon is 15 years removed, right? Because you were what? When at those times you were what? 7 years in, Lennon?
Yeah.
All right. So that's equivalent to a Sugandis or like, you know what I'm saying? So Lennon being 7 years in, Alexis being 7 years in, as opposed to Lennon being 18 years in.
Mhm. All right.
And listen, and so when you ask me the question, I played football since 6th grade. I'm a fan of the sport. I love numbers. To ask me that question is unfair. You know what I'm saying? So of course I'm gonna know in 20 years what the contracts are, but I know I'm gonna know in 20 years formulas for stuff that's gonna be completely useless also. So, you know.
And Lex made, to me, some very solid points. Like, what is the focus on those parts of the questions? Like, was she able to put a roster together? Was she able to manage her team? Was she able to use waivers? Was she able to draft a team? Not only did she do that in AGS, she ran multiple fantasy football leagues for her job based on what she learned at AGS. That you think I had any time to help her run other leagues for her company? Like, I could give two shits about that stuff, man. So like, her dedication to her team was one thing. Trying to ask her questions that she may or may not remember as a woman who doesn't care about football, probably didn't look through the fine print on our league details page when she was in the league. I think it was just the wrong questions, man. I think there could have been some questions that might have been legitimate, but those felt like you're just trying to trip her up. Like, and it's a lot of hypotheticals, right? Like, if you're saying, what if we left? Like, that's a major hypothetical because none of us would ever leave, and that's how much we love it. And none of us would ever have to leave to go have children and raise children and like Jasmine said, do all the shit that they do. Like, she's so far removed from AGS that those questions today in 2024, I don't think are fair to ask her.
Plus, to play devil's advocate, you don't have to know shit about contracts to win a fucking championship. Because we're headed towards one. I don't have no active contracts right now. So.
All right. I'll let it go. Anyway.
You seem like you're having a hard time letting it go.
It's all good, bro. Listen, if you would have asked that question to any of us, it wouldn't have mattered. It's just, it was an audience. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, oops, you over there looking like you trying to hold back taking a shit. You all right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, Cuzzo was interrogating the lady in the room and shit. And you know what I'm saying? You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up.
Well, I feel like once it's acknowledged and then you've called and made the apology, that's where I would leave it. I wouldn't keep now saying, well, actually, I think I was right. And I do it again.
Yeah.
No, I
double
don't
down.
I've said numerous times that I apologize for it.
Yeah, but don't apologize if you're going to say you think you were right still.
When did I say I think I'm right?
It's one of those, I'm sorry you was offended.
Isn't that what you're trying to prove by asking us right now?
No, I was asking. I asked that. I posed the question. I was saying the league. I definitely believe, and that wasn't the point I was trying to prove at that time. It was the collusion allegations, but and then the whole questions didn't hit right. But I do believe that today the league is more competitive today than it was when I first came in it, and so. When I first came in the league, Jamon didn't even know how to make a waiver wire pickup. But today, everybody is deep into the league.
Come on, man. Jamon didn't know how to make a waiver wire pickup?
Yes.
After
he
a
had
decade
to,
in the league?
When I first came into the league.
He's not even here to defend himself. A guy who has more championships than you.
You complained to
Why
me.
did you bring his name into this?
You complained to me, Lennon, when I first came to the league. You were like, Jamon just hit me up and asked me how to add a player on waivers. You said I remembered that when I first came into the league. I remember that. You told me that.
I'm pretty sure Jamon knew how to add a guy.
All right, you told me that. I definitely believe the league is way more competitive today than it was when I first came into it, and that's the point. That's all.
Well, I think I don't agree, man, because I feel like there's players today that are barely paying attention or can't pay attention, or I think you're always going to have strong players and weaker players. Like, yes, has Quan been in the league the last 7 years, and a lot of your ideas come from your viewpoint, and But I think we've had strong players and weak players. Just because they have vaginas, I don't think they were weak players.
I never said that.
That's not what you're alluding to?
I never said that. You're putting words in my mouth.
I mean,
Vagina doesn't make a difference.
I don't know what the league was like when the ladies played or before that, so I can't speak on the challenge and the difficulties. But I will say that this league has gotten more competitive because dudes will be slipping in little maybe side blurbs. Since I've been in it, they'll let shit slip. They'll give sneak tips or they'll give direct tips to people. They'll help friends out. All these collusion rumors, where there's smoke, there's fire, because weird shit happens. Guys get picked up off of waivers all of a sudden. That makes it now on this day more challenging to win because you don't know who's saying what on purpose or by accident in a side chat, on the main thread, on the podcast. And we're savvy. We're picking this stuff up. We're thinking, oh, this guy wants him, I'm taking him. That makes it a lot more difficult. So I will say that it's harder now today than it was for me back then. I think there was guys, like Spuds, other dudes in here. Some guys were just playing fucking hacky sack football, man. They're just, I don't know what the fuck they were doing setting their rosters. Now you got, and people weren't sharing secrets either. At least I don't think so. I mean, it feels like nowadays.
Let me tell you one thing, man. Every time my notification comes and somebody's dropped somebody, I'm on them, man. Like, I tried to hold on to Cooper when Judy. I saw when Judy dropped and he was sitting there for a week. I grabbed him. Just I mean, my team is struggling, and I'm seeing like fruit that's not rotten hit the ground, and I just grab it. You know what I mean? I hoping that that there's still a good squeeze in this orange.
Yeah, you got a couple good squeezes left in you. I think we should leave it on those. Good
Oh,
squeezes.
Jennings. Yeah.
All those guys. All these guys that didn't do anything for a long time, you pick them up and they do amazing things for you because you have the gift of foresight, and that's why you are going to run through the rest of this league. Foreskin. Avoid the double back-to-back lost seasons, queefs. You'll be back in this thing sooner than later. And that's where I think we should wrap this thing off. On a positive note, all the love that was given to the Quan. When is your actual birthday, by the way?
Today. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that, Lennon, man.
Happy birthday.
That was great, Lennon. I appreciate that, man.
Oh, good, wonderful, man. Hey, speaking of squeezing the juice, man.
Thank you guys, Nick, for bringing everybody onto the podcast.
Lennon did it all.
Hey, NJC, squeeze that Boosie one last time, man.
I need to. And I need Queef, man. The updated scoring just came out, bro. You got to do some homework, homie. He's coming out potent.
Yeah, for sure. I'm on it.
Okay.
Shout out to everybody on here. Thank you, Oops Babies, for joining us. Special guest. Great. What you got?
No, I was just gonna say. Oh, go ahead. Is it to me or are you talking to Oops?
No, to you, sir. You said the A. You wanted
to be one last. So, Vu
one last thing.
Potentially about to be last place, and this will be his possible first name change. Man, what does NJC? Do you got something burrowing up in there? I mean
there's so many options.
There's options, but you know my take on it. I mean, there's probably gonna be something with Vusi in it, but
Vusi has to be in it.
You know how we do. The name usually comes out the day of the draft. Once we get together,
Past the Vusi's got to be at top 3, right?
Past the
I felt like
Vusi
you dropped the ball with Lennon. That was whack.
Yeah, you guys. I expect you guys to come way.
I felt like we dropped the ball.
Hey, man. All these dudes have known you from way back. They're the ones that got these Eskimo Brothers stories. Like, what'd you expect from me? I'm just gonna go standard. Like, I guess I'm gonna call him that. Yes, that's all I got.
I feel like part of it was because like you said, I'm the heel, man. I'm there to I want to push the envelope. Like, you got a bad name, let's go deeper, let's go stronger, let's make it worse. And I wasn't there to do that to myself, so I got a pass, man, because you guys didn't go that hard. But yeah. Boosie,
I guess all these guys. You guys are gonna murder Vusi. I guess all these guys don't hate you as much as you hate them. Is what you're saying.
I'm willing to put time in, man. Today I told you, Nick, I was working on the car. I went to go get a dent removed out of the car, and it was unexpected 2-hour wait. So I go over, I have an acai bowl at the Manhattan Beach Village, and I'm sitting there, and that's when I took the time. I was like, oh, we got the podcast tonight. What can we do that would be unique on the podcast? And that's where I started doing a little research, and they were like, if it's a host's birthday, mind you, I've been training my chat GPT, man. I train my chat GPT like a slave. I've been told never take the first answer from them, send them back to work. And my chat GPT knows that we host a football podcast. So they know, like when I mention the Quan, they know who I'm talking about. When I mention he's a host of a podcast, they know it's a football podcast. And they were like, what would be good for Lewis or for any of our birthdays is bring on guests, do like, tell them that like this is a story of your life, man, and say something nice about the podcast host, man. So I spit whatever it is, name change, podcast, painting the house, working in the car, having sex with my wife. I try to put some work into it.
And this is gonna be the first one with a fucking Tesla robot.
Ooh.
I'm gonna treat it just like my chat GPT.
You know what? And he's making fun of me for the fucking stormtrooper back there. He's gonna be the first one on that Tesla pussy.
It's gonna be fucking doing the podcast for us in a minute.
Oh my god!
Hey, I just want to thank one big shout out to the fantasy guys for the Monday night manslaughter. You understand me? Let's
Much
go.
love to the fantasy gods. Much love.
Much love. All glory be on to
Amen.
FFG.
Free Swallower, I think this is the first time I've ever actually seen your eyes before, man. Usually they're behind sunglasses. I was wondering what was back there, man. There's eyeballs back there. That's crazy. Hey, well, shout out to you for being on the podcast tonight. We really appreciate it. And shout out to the Pod Squad, all you motherfuckers. Any Given Sunday, Week 13 recap. On to the last week of the fantasy football season.
Pieces.
Please like and subscribe.